Hello everyone, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Strategic Command World War I, a new turn-based strategy and war game out by Fury Software and published by Matrix and Slytherin Games. This is episode number 22 of our Let's Play series, where we're playing as the Central Powers. In the last turn, the Russian Empire surrendered to us. It is June of 1916, and overall things in the war are going pretty well. In this turn, we will continue reinforcing the troops that have been pulled out of Russia, and we will begin shifting those troops to the west to deal with the Western allies trying to overrun France and also trying to overrun Italy. With that being said, this was taken from a live stream of a couple of weeks ago, so I'm going to go ahead and step out, change it over to the actual audio and gameplay from the live stream, and I hope you guys enjoy. I'll catch you guys at the end, and away we go. We're reinforcing most of our German troops. We're going to provide some elite replacements, too. We're going to build crack outfits out of these experienced Russian fronters. Upgrade this German cavalry corps, because apparently cavalry gets infantry weapon upgrades, too. Blimps, I guess we have a development of blimps. I mean, I'm really going to go all out trying to make these the best troops that we can make them. Be all that you can be in the German army. Hey, that has a ring to it, by the way. Alright, so we'll go ahead and operate these guys. I don't know where we want to operate them to. Probably the Ottoman front. I don't know if the Ottomans can deal with the British. We probably need a headquarters unit down there, too. Maybe 2 headquarters units down in the Ottoman Empire. So we'll put one... I don't know where. I guess Dira, which is a little bit behind the front line. And then we are going to bring substantial other reinforcements into Mesopotamia. So we're going to move von Mackensen to Mesopotamia. So he's going to move into Damascus. And then we're going to bring additional German reserves. A lot of these guys have already moved because I reinforced them. So that might be most of what I can bring this turn. But I'm going to bring a big chunk of German troops that a ways. We'll operate some Austrian guns to the Italian front, I guess. Maybe the Western Front. I don't know. Or maybe the Middle East. Probably should move mostly German units to the Middle East. I'm not planning on moving an Austrian HQ down there. Okay, so we'll move them to near Baghdad. Alright, so... that probably does it for those units. Meanwhile, the Ottomans, let's upgrade the units we can. The troops at Smyrna, the troops at Constantinople. There's a lot of work to do this turn. Alright, I need more garrison units there to deal with the partisans that could rise up in Serbia. These British troops are not entrenched, so I will definitely attack them. And destroy them! Huzzah! Alright, so we just had a successful attack there. He's gone offensive drunk! He's attacking everything! Wow. We basically just broke out in Italy, too. Alright, let's reinforce these troops. Okay. Send a lot to Italy. Oh my god, poor Italy. said, I don't know. Enemy subs. I don't really have any. You know what I should do is do a shit ton of research too, right? All right, so Germany's doing infantry weapons. We can do another level of tank warfare to speed that up. I haven't seen any tanks on the enemy's end, but obviously we want to make sure that doesn't happen. We probably should also research advanced subs. We're going to really expedite that with 3 research levels there for 150 MPPs. Artillery weapons, we should spend another one to get another step up in artillery. We still have 105 research available. Why don't we bump up naval warfare, infantry warfare, and that's for Germany. Meanwhile, Austria-Hungary, we're almost to developing tanks. Did I even bump up the armored warfare? I haven't. Austria-Hungary should bump up naval warfare. I should also do some ASW technology. I haven't done any of that for anybody, so we're going to go ahead and spend a bunch there. We're nearly maxing out on research for Germany after just one extra turn of all of those resources and money. The Ottomans, 223 points. We probably need more Ottoman units, but honestly, I don't know if that's my primary concern is the Ottomans. Infantry weapons, yes. Probably. Infantry warfare is about to get a bump to level 2. Command and control, we don't have sufficient funds. Naval warfare, yes. May not be super efficient, but I'm trying to get some crash programs going on some of this stuff. Okay. All right, so we haven't done the Western Front yet. Apparently artillery can shoot rail artillery can shoot multiple hexes. So let's hit these guys to the east of Lille. And you can actually move too. These guys can't move and bombard. Okay. Okay, so we've taken the hex to the west of Brussels. I don't know if we can hold it. We can swing the entrenchments the other direction. These guys don't have enough points left for entrenchments. These ones do. Ah. Okay. All right, so we drove a little bit further west. Germany, I didn't save any money for reinforcements. That was pretty silly. Fortunately, I had reinforced several units last turn anyway, and no one is really deathly in need of them. A couple of units could benefit from them. But, ooh, 1 to 4. These guys are also dug in, so let's go ahead and use some artillery against them. Give us better odds. So their entrenchment's down to 3. 1 to 6, yeah. Those are the odds I like. Alright, so we'll advance. Oh no, enemy contact! We took casualties that I didn't really want to take. In any event, we drove them back. Alright, we're going to continue our advance in the south next turn. We'll try and break out. Really, Belfort down here in the south is the main thing that's preventing us from breaking out. Headquarters need to move forward to support the advance, I guess. Move them into Metz. These guys are in Luxembourg. These guys would benefit from being in Liege, but we'll have to do that next turn. Okay. So we almost have too many troops. That's going to be a problem, is we're not going to have enough frontage. But in any event, Russia falls. The Ottomans' morale is still at 70%. Greece falls. Although I guess technically Crete is still around, so we could try and land on Crete, but we don't have control of the sea. We need to reduce this British landing here at Kavala. They don't have a port, which is good. Of course, they could land more troops, which would be bad. The Ottoman Empire is shockingly vulnerable right now. They can't really land that many more troops, though. They can't get into the Sea of Marmara. They could maybe land at Gallipoli and said Bar, but we'd just rail in a ton of German reinforcements, so. All right, let's go ahead and see what happens when we end the turn. Next turn's probably our last for the night. French morale is affected by the Russian defeat. British morale is also affected by the Russian defeat. Ottoman morale is boosted by the Russian defeat. Germany celebrates the defeat of Russia. So this is just weird. The timing usually is right at the time it happens, but okay. Greece surrenders. Germany plunders 134 MPP from Greece. Norway complains again. The Greek supply route that was coming out of Athens is gone. Meanwhile, Romania is swinging more to the Central Powers. Lord Kitchener dies when HMS Hampshire is sunk. Hampshire is sunk. Okay, well, that's great. We'll see what the British do. What will the British do? Italian destroyers have a death wish? They're sailing out to meet our battleship at Pola. I know they're actually going for the sub, but that's still... it's kind of amusing. We'll see if we get a large-scale counterattack against our advance on the Western Front. Meanwhile, they must be you know what the... oh, man. The Entente is screwing over Italy. They must be pulling Italian troops out of Italy and sending them to France to try and shore up the line. That would be the only explanation for the withdrawal. Yes, we did take the Izozo, but we only destroyed like 2 or 3 units there. And the line is just disintegrating with patchwork front line. They've got to be pulling Italian troops out to try and save France. The irony is, I'm not even sure if I need the troops from the Russian front to finish this thing. The biggest risk right now is the Ottoman Middle East. That's where because it's so difficult to get to, though. Oh my God, they just took out 4 HP with artillery bombardment. The AI sure loves its artillery. Well, don't they now? Okay, they're going to counterattack. They might... is that Verdun down here that they're going to retake? Yeah, they might retake Verdun right here. Or no, it's just south of Verdun. So they just destroyed one of the units there. They're also counterattacking here to the west of Antwerp. So the Allies are, I guess, maybe I shouldn't be too flippant about their capabilities. They are putting up a stiff resistance there. Meanwhile, the British still can't break through those 2 units there. That detachment is hanging in there valiantly. That's my first loss on the Western Front in a while. That's true. But you can see they still have considerable strength massed there, I think is the point. The thing about Italy is I almost don't want to take Italy over, because if they surrender, unless we get the whole country, which we obviously didn't for Russia, I want to be able to use the Italian front as a second front against the French, really. The preparedness movement in the U.S. calls for the U.S. to prepare for war. Another revolt in Libya. Unrest in England. So wait, is the U.S. switching? Victor Chapman becomes the first U.S. pilot to die in the war. Is the U.S. switching in favor of the Entente? Because that's kind of bullshit. We lost a corps. I forgot that we had a unit there. So diplomacy says the U.S. is 12% in favor of the Entente. Come on, man. Spending all my money on diplomacy in the U.S. 15% chance. I don't know if that's really going to swing anything. I guess it's already... Well, was it April of 17? Trying to remember. Alright. That British cavalry's not going to do so hot. Okay, so those Dutch troops attacked and destroyed that British cavalry. I'm also assuming because the enemy used so much artillery last turn that they won't have any for this turn. 1-7? Yes. That British unit just died. Right, another British unit just died on the front. Enemy contact, but it's just an artillery battery. So we're going to entrench you. Okay, so we're kind of... This is a broad front strategy, if you will. We're pushing them back, but we're not getting as aggressive as we could. Meanwhile, we're going to try and pound this French unit here. Okay, so we just destroyed this unit here to the west of Verdun. And we battered this enemy artillery. A short tutorial would have been nice with the game. Yeah, probably. That's usually a fairly true statement. Let's try and destroy this British unit here. Got him. Okay. So I might be getting a little overextended, but remember, I can rail in a bunch of reinforcements. So spent a little bit of money reinforcing some units that fought last turn. 1-4 at Belfort. Okay. I don't even like the railgun, to be honest. It doesn't seem that useful. This is almost like November of 1918 for the Germans, except for the French, in that their line is kind of coming apart. Okay. All right. So for Germany, we're going to rail some of these troops to the west. They're not going to be railed to the front line, so hopefully they will be spared any immediate combat. But the idea is to get them to the place where they can immediately jump in to counterattack the enemy if there's any successful enemy movements next turn, or whatever. These guys haven't upgraded their infantry weapons. Okay. Rail some of them over there. Probably should send some of these guys to the Italian front too. Meanwhile, the Austrians have a bunch of units that can upgrade their weapons. Which we want to make sure we do while we've got them away from the front line. Make sure that they're as ready for the next phase of combat as possible. Okay. I don't know, so French morale is pretty low. We don't actually have to take Britain, by the way. If France falls, or if we occupy Paris, I'm pretty sure we just win. Okay, so let's attack these British horsemen down here. Alright, so we retook this port. Meanwhile, Lawrence of Arabia, you, sir, are doomed. Lawrence of Arabia is dead now, too. Okay. All right. The real risk here is in Iraq. That's where we just can't get enough troops to because of the logistical restraints. But we are bringing some cavalry down. We are working on bringing troops that way. Okay, they'll filter south out of Turkey. Meanwhile, the Lawrence of Arabia's rebels hopefully will be finished. Okay. Reinforce these guys here. We have another rebellion here in Cyrenaica. So another group of partisans rises up. Meanwhile, we can attack here. Inflict heavy casualties on the British there. Switch these guys out. Pull these guys in. Just like that, a British corps is destroyed. Enemy contact with headquarters. That's fine. Alright, so there's 2 British headquarters here in the Sinai. They probably wish they had other units other than headquarters. Meanwhile, they've lost like 13 units in the last few turns. So their morale's got to be plummeting. The French have actually stayed relatively flat. Cavilia is being attacked. Okay. So, we retook that city. Now all that's left of the landings there in Egypt, or in Greece, or I guess Western Turkey, wherever it is, Bulgaria maybe even, is just a lone aircraft that should be destroyed. Meanwhile, we have 55 MPPs left for the Germans. We should operate some of them to the Italian front. Can we operate a headquarters unit over that way, or did I already operate all my... No, I've got one more. So I can move this guy to the Italian front. Okay. Alright, so we shattered that Italian core. Do we know if there's any enemy troops in Venice? There is. No surprise there, at least. This Italian core is cut off near Trento, so we destroy them. Defensive artillery to the west near Milan. We'll destroy that enemy unit. Man, the Italian front is just coming unglued for the enemy. Generals provide supply. They also provided, like, efficiency and readiness bonuses. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Oops. But I think the biggest thing that they provide is supply. Alright, so the Italian front is coming apart. We've railed a bunch of troops into France. That Italian destroyer near Pola. Yep, we'll finish it off. Thanks for the heads. Oh, come on, man. There we go. Finished it off. National morale bonus. Okay. You can't even hurt that sub. Okay. All right, so we're going to catch the British in a bit of a vice, I'm hoping. I don't really know. Curious if I can cross over to port side unopposed. That would be nice. New units. There's an artillery unit for the Austro-Hungarians. I don't even see. All right, everybody, this seems like as good of a spot to stop as any. It is July of 1916. Russia has fallen. Greece has fallen. The entire eastern portion of Europe is either subdued or not in the war, and we are shifting massive amounts of troops to the west. We're shifting troops down to Egypt in order to overwhelm the British there, and we're also working on the Italian front. And that's the situation in the summer of 1916. The Americans are slowly inching toward war, and that's something we'll have to keep an eye on. It'll definitely make things more difficult, but I'm not convinced that they'll be able to find anywhere that they can effectively overwhelm us at. There's just not enough space to cram in more and more troops on the Western Front. Unless our national morale really starts taking a hit. The French national morale is not in good shape. The British national morale is better, but you can see along the top screen those bars represent morale. The Serbians and Russians are gone. The Ottoman Empire is a little bit weaker from a morale perspective, but I think if I overrun the British in Egypt and Iraq, we'll get a lot of that back. But that'll all be things that we'll have to figure out in our next couple of episodes. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the series. Please leave your thoughts below. And as always, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you very much for watching. And until next time, I'm out.